It's the NRW Nerds Rule the World here with another KayFabeyBaby NRW Ring Generals Podcast. It's your boy Kuya, and I'm joined by my trios champions, my boys. First up with the Fanatees, you see him right there, Mr. Shawn Mongo. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine. I forgot to change my background. It's all good. Fanatees
No
happened this
worries.
past weekend. It was great. It was such
Let's
a fun
recap
show.
that. Yeah, we'll recap that, man. And show
Yeah.
love to that. Good to see you, bro. It's all love. And of course, my man, who back, he was on the road last time we were talking to him.
Yep.
Mr. Webster Style, Sartorial and Geek.
Hey.
How are you, bro?
I'm good.
All right, gentlemen. Always a pleasure, man. We got the results of Slammiversary to talk about, some AEW happenings, some WWE happenings, some Gunther ass slapping.
I hate you.
If you all ain't feeling the background, man, just listen. Liv, I see you, girl. Let's get into it. Let's start off with Slammiversary. Eldon, you're our resident TNA guy. What was good with that, man? I just know
we
that
were just talking about some
won,
A, so
and I'm okay with that. I know we were predicting Joe Hendry, but I'm good with Nick Nemeth, man.
Yeah, Nick. You know what? When I saw that outcome, especially when Moose got eliminated early, they told a lot of stories in there, and I was telling you beforehand that Moose thing is going to translate some things that are coming out of the taping, so I'm not spoiling that here. But you had that heel turn of Josh Alexander, Joe Henry, because they had they built Josh up as this really big face in the company, for the company over the past couple years. And if I remember, I feel like this is his first heel turn. So it kind of came out of the blue, especially with the low blow, and especially with how those two had played up things, especially with that 6-man tag they had. For me, it was all the same show, but it was 2 impacts ago. And the sort of camaraderie that was there and a respect that Josh was showing to Joe and vice versa. So they had a really good story there, but also putting it on Nick now makes more sense because when he first came in, he just came in and then he had that feud with Moose. Everybody's like, oh, they're going to put it on me. Just got in, blah, 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 blah. You just got here. But now it's what, 6-7 months later? He's gone through a couple of storylines. He has some intertangled storylines with the system. He's also made more of a name himself. Not that he needed more of a name, but over in New Japan as well. So I think this is probably a better time for him to be world champion compared to when he first came into the company back in January. So I like that. Jordan Grace retained, obviously. We did see title change with regards to ABC beat the system for the tag belts. So interested to see how that works with the system storyline going forward, as well as Speedball Mike Bailey did defeat Mustafa Ali, which we kind of predicted as well when we were talking last time. And PCO beat Top Dollar, at least as far as title changes, beat Top Dollar for the digital media and the Canadian heavyweight belt. And I had no idea where that came from, but that belt came from, but it is what it is. But
and
a lot
proposal,
of
I think I heard out of that. With,
he also proposed to Steph Delander. So there's supposed to be a wedding coming up. So again, I heard some things about the taping, so I'm not trying to spoil it, but proposal, wedding, or wrestling wedding. Look, you've been around wrestling, wrestling weddings never go as planned. So expect shenanigans in the very near future as far as that is concerned. Kushida versus what's his name? Baltimore boy. Rich Swann, that was a sub in because Jonathan Gresham got hit by the plane issues for all of Friday.
There's supposed to be a lot of people there, from what I understand.
Yeah,
I saw Jordan's
post. So Mila, I forget the tag team's name, with Masha Slamovich and the other chick. Well, I forget the other chick. His name. They retained the tag team belts over Spitfire, which I was surprised. I guess if they had the guys lose the tag team belts, they needed the women to keep their tag team belts as far as the system is concerned. And that's all I recall at the moment. As far as it wasn't a deep card. Oh yeah. The Rascals beat No Quarter Catch Crew. So we kind of expected that, but it's nice, and especially this past NXT, we saw them again versus Axiom, Frazier, and the new young black guy. Oh man, I forget his name.
Oh, Javon Evans, I think.
Yes, thank you, Giovanni. I was thinking Giovanni or something. Yeah, but yeah, so it's nice seeing the Rascals again together. In I thought that was a great synergy match because Wesley is in NXT, and then bring in the old crew, and then no quarter catch crew, and especially those guys. It seems like they're in the near future really gonna be pushing Charlie Dempsey, which is not unexpected considering his lineage, but it's just interesting to see the slow burn they're doing with him. So I'm feeling Slammiversary is pretty good overall, and some picks were right, some picks were wrong, but it was a good show.
Yeah, I think with the Moose thing, going back to that and the Nick Nemeth, remember we said we wanted Obafemi versus Moose. That makes it work a little bit easier, so you don't have Oba defeating their champion, if you will. So I think we're gonna be seeing some bright stuff happening, and that NXT TNA collaboration happening more. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen, man. Sean, man, what's good with AEW? Let's head over there.
Man, nothing too crazy. I mean, like I said, I believe we talked about Collision or Dynamite last episode, I think, and that was
the night we were recording, I think.
Yeah,
because that was the MJF Will Ospreay match, and I believe we talked about that, did we not?
Yeah, yes, the hour-long joint.
Yeah. So I mean, we're filming this as AEW's on right now. It's Blood and Guts tonight. They got the Elite versus Team AEW, which has the Acclaimed, Swerve, Darby, and someone else, I think. I can't remember. This little cat, my cat has gotten into my recording room, and he's he's going crazy. But anyway, Collision happened this past weekend. The Patriarchy are the new Trios champions. So that happened this past Saturday. It was the Patriarchy versus the Bang Bang Gang. And that was a good match, actually. I did catch some clips of that because I haven't really been keeping up with a lot of Collision. But that was actually a good match. I do want to go back and watch the whole thing. It does seem like they're kind of turning the Bang Bang Gang kind of babyface, or they need to, just because they are just super over. And then you also kind of put them against the Patriarchy, which they're like they're always going to be the heels. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the Bang Bang Gang can kind of like float in between, even though the ass boys are insufferable sometimes. But yeah. Other than that, Collision, I think there was a Deonna Purrazzo match versus La Mera. Is that how you say it? La Mera Thunder Rosa. That was a lumberjack match. That was pretty fun. Yet again, caught some clips of that. And then unfortunately Sky Blue got injured during her match with Hikaru Shida. So that
did that look legit? I saw in grumblings, but I didn't catch it.
Yeah, it looked legit.
Yeah. So she's gonna be out for a minute.
Yeah, and I feel like she just came back.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks.
And they took her out of the House of Black. I've been seeing those grumblings too, with no explanation how
she wasn't really with them. Like, that's the thing. Like, she was with Julia.
Yeah, she was Julia. Now with House of Black. Yeah.
True.
Julia was House of Black, and then kind of did her own separate thing outside of them as a champion.
Yeah.
Like, she was coming out without them. She didn't have them as valets. She still had her same theme music and everything like that. But then she started teaming up with Sky, who kind of took on the darker persona, but she never came out with the House of Black and valeted for them. You know what I mean? So she never cut promos in the back in the dark light with the House of Black. So,
but I thought she and Julia worked good together. I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, Sky Blue's definitely more talented, in my opinion. But yeah, they definitely did click together.
I agree with that.
But yet again, I can't really remember them having a lot of chemistry tag team wise. Like they were good just from the dynamic that Julia was a champion, and then she had like this workhorse in Sky Blue to kind of like give her challengers, challenges before they got to Julia.
Yeah.
Which yet again doesn't make sense. But anyway, I digress. She got injured. So now I think tonight Britt Baker's fighting Hikaru Shida, which of course is a classic. We got a bunch of those back early on. So it'll be nice to probably see that again.
Wasn't that the match she got bloodied that made her like get to that next level? I think
I forgot.
I remember the COVID times and they were battling.
Yeah.
I saw that match and I was like, okay, that's where I first caught eyes with like DMD. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
She down to go.
Times. We don't remember.
Was it Hikaru Shida? It might have been like a death match with Shida.
Yeah.
Because I remember that, and then people were of course mad, being like, "Oh, women should be doing that." And like, "Oh, fuck yourself."
Exactly.
Like that was a badass image. That was a badass match. But yeah. Other than that, I mean, I don't think anything too crazy is happening. I mean, All In's right around the corner.
Yeah.
They released some statements about how many tickets have sold. They've already sold like 40,000 tickets. They're looking to sell like 15,000 more. They've only had like 2 matches announced, I think, or 1 really. So
they're falling back again, like wasting time, huh?
Yeah. But I think they're going to get what tickets they want. And then also, I did hear in the rumblings of the dirt sheets that they have reached an agreement with Warner. And apparently all their shit's going to be on Max. So all their pay-per-views are going to be on Max. I don't know about the shows. I can't see their shows getting away from cable TV yet, but we shall see. Maybe Max acquires that too. But I know the PPVs are going to Max, which I love because I already have Max and I no longer have to pay.
Okay, now I ain't got to worry about
$60. Yeah, $60 through Bleacher Report or wherever the fuck.
Now, see, that would make me want to get Max just because of AEW.
Yeah.
It's a good pool.
And I don't know if that's like all their backlog. You know what I mean? Like I have no idea what it entails, but yeah, I mean that's a good point. And like I said, like it makes me happy. I mean, I already use Max. You know what I mean? I already pay for it. But this would alleviate me from paying $60 a month to watch a pay-per-view.
Yep.
So we'll see what that all entails. But yeah, those are the rumblings. But other than that, I mean, like I said, nothing big. There's still like nothing big since last week, in my opinion.
Gotcha. Well, I got real quick before we head over to WWE and NXT. Again, I wasn't able to catch all of Collision, but I heard they introduced a new cat by the name of Hologram. Yeah, I saw like the entrance and it looked cool, but is the actual wrestling good? Any thoughts on Hologram and who could that be, or is it just some other new no name? Because I was also wondering, because you can't tell. Is it Ricochet now? Is he?
No, it's not. It's somebody from CML that they signed.
Okay.
I was reading about that, and they've been working on this gimmick for a while. This is apparently one of Tony Khan's pet projects. It's and I forget the luchador who it is, but since they couldn't use his name from CMLL or AAA, I forget which one it is. And excuse me, of the ignorance, I just really don't remember because I read this article a couple of days ago, but it's a very well-known fact of who's behind the mask, so it's no guessing. Because I thought it might have been Ricochet too when I saw the promos.
Yeah. So right. So how was the wrestling? Did you actually see the match, Sean?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't check that out. I'm about to go look at a video real quick.
Okay. No. Yeah, I just saw like the little opener entrance. I was like, oh, interesting, like Naomi style gimmick,
Yeah.
But weird in the name of Hologram. So I'm curious. And because we're wondering what's happening with Ricochet, so it's only a matter of time. And like, are they going to do some kind of weird gimmick thing? So I don't know. Yeah, but let's head over to WWE NXT. All I know is I saw a little bit of this with I love this Rhea Daddy Dom Liv stuff. I can't lie, I was smiling, man. What do you think of that storyline going on? The Jay thing with Mommy as well. Rikishi came out saying he don't kind of like that because they're trying to break up his marriage. You know,
bro.
Rhea and Buddy they're not, you know, I don't think anything's happening, but I guess that's a concerned dad with his boy Jay. What do y'all think with the storylines right now in WWE first, and then we'll head to NXT, I guess.
Man, first of which, I can't tell if Rikishi's statement was kayfabe or what, but I mean, like you just said, Rhea's also married. I think Dom's in a long-term relationship. Like, I mean,
Dom is married.
Yeah, Dom's married, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, like everyone's married in this situation.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's a fucking soap opera. Like it is
exactly what I was thinking.
You know this, Rikishi. You were a part of it for over a decade. Like, you know that shit. You know Mark Henry didn't fucking have sex with Mae Young and give birth to a fucking hand.
Like, a hand.
You know that.
Oh my god.
You know that for a fact, correct? Okay, I hope you know that it's fake, Rikishi. But yeah, no, I loved it. You know, just the whole dynamic with Jay was a little interesting and random at first.
It was random. But
you know, I mean, he needs shit to do, I guess, because they're not giving that motherfucker a belt for whatever reason. Like they're missing a key opportunity. Same thing with LA Knight.
Should have had the money in the bank, man. He should have had the money in the bank.
Yeah, but they wanted to tell the CM Punk story, and I'm fine with that too. And we got a CM Punk segment too this week. You know, so I can't wait. He's medically cleared and he's looking good. Like CM Punk's looking good, like in the best shape that he's ever looked in his entire life. And that's crazy. Same thing with what we said about AJ Styles. You know, AJ Styles come back looking yoked and like, man, like you're in your 40s and you're fucking just poof,
dude.
Diesel don't fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, other than that, you know, I think what we were talking about with the Judgment Day is still going to happen. There's going to be some kind of split. Yet again, Finn's kind of working the angle that he's going to be the fucking one to break off with JD probably. Carlito probably lands with them, and they probably bring in Liv.
Yo, Carlito is hilarious in the backgrounds on these segments.
His comedic timing is so fucking funny. Like he just sits and waits for the right moment to say some just wild shit.
It's the icing.
Yeah. And it's just so funny. And it's just, you know, it's not really needed, but it's just there. And it's just like, this is great. You know? So I definitely think that's going to happen. I think, you know, we also saw a little bit more of Rhea showing respect for Damian.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting character. Yeah. Like very interesting dynamic. Because obviously before she got injured, there was like, they were at each other's throats because Rhea was the leader. Damian thought he was the leader. Rhea was the only champion. She comes back. She's not champion. He is. And like, they're very cordial about it. And now she's just like, well, thank you for keeping the group together. You know, thank you for checking on Dom. So I'm just like, you know, I can see them like still sticking together even after Finn and them split along with Dom. And then I think maybe eventually Dom does something stupid, not like a betrayal, but just does something ignorant to where even they kick Dom out of their group. You know what I'm saying? And then that makes him have to run back to daddy.
I'm looking forward to that down the road. But I like this long form storytelling they're doing right now.
Yeah.
You know?
And then they're really playing up fucking Damian Priest being a babyface. Like, yet again,
they are
going to come out with the fucking street trash promo.
Yeah.
Just talking all this.
I don't like he don't got charisma to me.
No, he doesn't. He's a fucking charisma vacuum. Like, he does not have it. And like, and I was literally talking to Maki when he was like coming out to the ring. He just like was wearing like a black t-shirt and some black pants. And I'm like, this guy just doesn't have a presence anymore. Like, there's nothing to him. You know, like the coat's gone. You know, like the jacket's gone. The goons are gone. It's I don't know. Like, yeah, the wrestling's great, but like now it's just like a vortex, like a black hole, just sucking the life and charisma out of everything. And Damian's trying, and like maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the point of it. But like to me, it's just like you give him some aura, give him a sense of presence. You know, let him still wear the suits. Let him wear his jacket. Give him a fucking crown. He's fucking King General, and that's like his whole thing. And like everyone who's won King of the Ring has had a crown or some shit. Even fucking Wade Barrett back when he was King Barrett and fucking just being obnoxiously heelish with a fucking crown.
King Booker.
And King Booker, yeah, same. So it's just like y'all are missing something. You're missing the opportunity, and that's what's really, really frustrating. And then Braun Breaker, like, still doing shit to fuck with Ilya and Sammy, probably leading to like a triple threat match at SummerSlam. And like, to me, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm bored of Braun already.
Really?
Yeah, man. It's like it's the effect of Roman Reigns. You're shoving him down my throat, and I don't fucking like it. You're force feeding me this shit. He has barely had any other matches besides a title match. All he did was go backstage and spear people and yell at fucking the GM, and then you get a title match, you lose it. Now you're interrupting everything. You still don't have regular matches.
Yeah, it's not a good lead in. It's
not.
Yeah, it feels that. I echo you on that, man.
There's a nuance. If you want to make someone like this bruiser character, there's a nuance to it that you have to do, and you have to be very, very careful. And to me, like, you're making this guy so overpowered. Like, they did a thing with Ilya where he like I think Ilya was jumping off the apron and he speared him midair, and it, like, Ilya slammed his head on the fucking on the apron,
I was kind of blah.
Shit. And I was just like, oh, so you completely injure fucking Ilya. And I'm like, man, I was like, ain't doing it for me, man.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe it'll eventually change. But like, if they put this belt on him too early, it's going to ruin it. It's going to ruin him. It's going to ruin the mystique.
And I think that's what's going to happen at SummerSlam, and give Sammy a break.
I think so, and I think he's going to pin Ilya, which makes Ilya look even worse. Like, come on, man! Like, stop doing this to Ilya, dog. Like, that is the man right there. Like, they're treating him like Finn a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's just like, just because he's not the big fucking hulking macho dude, like, he has charisma, he has the presence, he has like the aura.
He does.
And like, he has the entrance, he has the intensity, like, and he doesn't need to be big strong man, big strong boy.
Big strong boy.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be that.
Dude.
It's just.
What do we think about sliding on from that? Because, man, yeah, it's just boring. It's boring with that line. What do we think about Chad Gable, Creed brothers? They had the interaction with a New Day, who went against well, not New Day, but New Day Light with Otis and Xavier, you know, and then the Wyatt Six came out. What did you think of all of that? And then the latest Wyatt Six tape with what's her name? Wanted to be a superhero, but
Nikki.
But now she's whoever her character is. Abigail?
That was stupid.
You didn't like that new take?
That was the first stupid video.
Yeah.
And it's just
didn't really do
her
much.
Screaming. It's all good.
Yeah. Okay. See, I only saw the IG post, so I was like, "Oh, is there more to this?" And the fact that you just confirmed there wasn't, it's stupid.
No, it was not. It was very stupid. Like, didn't let her say a word. And I was just like, that's ignorant.
But what do you think? We have a new look though too with what's his name?
Yes, with Uncle Howdy.
Yes.
So,
what do we think of the new look? And
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
I
I love the intro of like the portal, lantern portal, like at the top of the fucking ramp, and then the silhouettes like emerging. Like, I love that like imagery. And then obviously the lantern out in front that Nikki goes and grabs. I absolutely love that. And then just having Uncle Howdy finally show up without the top hat and in the ring and hitting fucking Sister Abigail against Chad. And then Chad just selling the fuck out of it. And like, Bo looks good. Like, that's, you know, you teased it for so long, you finally gave it to us.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't a match, but like, you gave us the Sister Abigail. You gave us, this is the wrestling persona of Bo, aka Uncle Howdy. Thank you. Finally something.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're still going to have 2 more videos. because we still have Dexter and Joe Gacy to go through.
Right. I'm interested for both of those, actually.
I'm curious to see if they're going to let him talk, because, like, I mean, they didn't let Nikki talk. It just kind of like screamed into the camera.
And that's what made that terrible. You got to let him talk, because we need to know what is in their heads, goes with it.
Yeah, like, why everyone else, like, everyone had a reason for being in this family. Like, you're a lost, forgotten soul, and that was like the whole point of these videos. Were like, I gathered all the people who were lost and forgotten to build a new family, and it's just like, so those people should have a story,
right,
of why they joined your family. And Nikki not being able to talk, that kind of defeats it, right? Like,
well, that's how they treat women too sometimes, which is fucked up.
True. And also people, and just people in general who have accents too.
True.
True. Because I mean, Nikki has a very hard Scottish accent.
Doesn't this woman have a PhD?
Who, Nikki?
Yeah, she finished.
Did she?
Yeah, she finished. I don't remember if it was a master's or a PhD like 2-3 years ago. That was part of the reason why her time was she was off TV for a while.
Oh.
And I'm thinking, this woman has an advanced degree. I know she knows how to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, WWE hates fucking accents, man. Hates people who don't speak English, and hates people who have accents. Like, that's just how they always been. Look at the Shinsuke effect. Look what's happening with Andrade. Like, just kind of forgetting Andrade in the wind here. So, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them because of that. But also at the same time, she is a woman. So, I mean, that's also another thing. Yeah, that was the only video I was just like, meh. But at least right after we got the segment with Chad and the Creed brothers and Otis and all them, and then them all coming out. So that was a nice reprieve to have that. So I'm curious to see, like, if they show up at SummerSlam. They still haven't been on a pay-per-view, so curious if they show up at SummerSlam in some capacity. We'll see. And hopefully they have a good, strong feud with somebody. It looks like it's just going to be them versus Chad and the Creed brothers.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you have 4 guys and 1 woman on your team. And then Chad and the Creed brothers are 3 guys. So do they just fight fucking Rowan?
I don't think they're going to roll them all out.
Joe and Dexter?
Yeah. It'll probably be a couple of them. I don't think they're going to roll them all out. They're going to do a slow rollout, I'm sure.
Yeah, which is what they should.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see how they do it. It's like I said, it's dicey. they could fuck this up very easily.
Yeah, so we shall see. Any other WWE news before you give a little bit more to NXT on this episode, guys?
What else happened on this fucking episode? Like I said, CM Punk came out, the thing. Drew McIntyre came out. Yeah, so they announced Seth is going to be the special guest referee at SummerSlam for Drew versus CM
match.
Punk. Yeah, so that was yeah. Yeah, Drew was
that's
pissed,
going to be interesting.
It's going to be a great. I'm sorry, this is going to be an amazing match. I am so excited for it. I am such a CM Punk stan, and I am ready for this shit. Like, I'm ready to see him healthy. Like I said, he looks great. Looks like he's in good shape. Man, I'm ready to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I mean, yeah, I don't think anything else happened. I think Sonya Deville and
Zoe Stark. I like that faction. I like that little faction they have together.
I feel like they always put Sonya on like random groups. And I don't hate it. It's like I'm not opposed to it.
They had Sonya beat Lyra too, which is they're trying to raise up this Lyra, which she will get raised up eventually. But I was like, oh, okay. They let Sonya get the W on Lyra. I'm like, okay. Yeah. It's a weird though combination of Lyra and Casey and the two.
I was just about to say that.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's
weird
such a
combo.
strange combo.
Cat and
Yes.
or Katana or something.
Yeah, I forgot they were still there.
But I like that they're at least getting some play. But it's just what to do with them. They're definitely undercard material. There's not a lot of things to do. I guess I don't know. They did hold the belts, which was, again, what are they doing with the women's for a little bit, which I just didn't understand. But okay. So WWE, NXT vibes. Again, I haven't been able to catch up, guys, because I'm getting a lot of other stuff in. Any NXT thoughts before we get up out of here, Eldon?
The Axiom, Axiom. Joe Frazier. Is it Joe Frazier? Is his name Joe Frazier?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Nathan Frazier.
Nathan Frazier.
Thank you. Joe Frazier's boxer. And Javon Walker match with Rascals was great. That was a great way to end the show.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good match. And then we got Lash Legends finally.
Yes.
Back in the ring. So I'm glad about that with Ogor Katara. Yeah, and beat I didn't know. I was just they got So Ruck out here and a tag team with whatever Petria, whatever her name is. Yeah. And I already knew they weren't gonna that was just a random tag team.
Yeah.
They weren't gonna have Lash and them get beat. And then they had a cool backstage segment. And it was really interesting. My one buddy, my one friend who's like a fitness influencer on IG, is training in NXT and was there in the background of one of the promos. So that was pretty cool to see. Cool. But yeah, other than that, let's see. The Trick fought Cedric, which was random.
And what Ashanti the Adonis, who did he fight?
He wasn't Bouncy. When did Bouncy come out? Bouncy came out. When did Le'Veon came out? Who did?
I know they're putting both, since we've seen Cedric and Ashanti. They
had their own little group thing going on, or something. Ashanti and Cedric, they had a couple promos a little while ago, and I don't know what the fuck happened to it.
Yeah, I feel like they've gone to the wasteland, so they are doing something with those guys.
Yeah,
crazy.
Josh Briggs versus Brooks Jensen, Eddie Thorpe versus Lexus King, Aura Mensa versus Ashanti. So yeah, Aura was
I do like Ashanti. What they're doing with that, Aura and Ethan, and there's going to be a match between them on the second night of Great American Bash now.
Yeah, I saw it too, but I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, it's good. The storytelling makes sense. Now, whether or not the match is going to be any good, but the storytelling makes sense, and that's why I'm gravitating to it.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're running out of fuel, and it's a weird time again. We get into these weird stagnant things, and then we spike and get stagnant. We'll see what's happening. I actually thought it was SummerSlam this weekend. Webster Style had to help me out. I'm like, no, we still got another week to go. So let's see what they do with these storylines, and then next week, I'm assuming is when we'll be doing our picks for SummerSlam, right? All right, y'all. Stay tuned. We may have a special guest, somebody over there that gives us those fantasies, right, Sean?
Yep. We'll have Maki probably on next week to help us go through some SummerSlam picks. And also, don't forget, say his name next week. We get our Joe Hendry. We get our Joe Hendry concert on NXT next week.
Yeah, that's gonna be some
crazy.
I'm looking forward to that. But but Maki will be joining us. So when we do our picks for SummerSlam and talk about just everything leading up to SummerSlam, she'll be joining us, kind of going through all her thoughts on everything, because she's really been loving the Dom Liv Rhea thing going on.
Been so good. Loving it.
He popped off on Liv, dog. He was just like, screw you, got that guy at the bed.
I think there's a twist there, though. I'm also seeing other people thinking the same thing online. We'll see. So with that, actually, let's quick hot take prediction between now and our pick episode next week. Webster Style, what's happening? Quick prediction. You're thinking between now and next week, and any of the brands.
Quick prediction. I feel like we're going to get some surprise TNA NXT crossovers because we didn't get them at Slammiversary.
Because the flights and everything happened. Yeah.
Because of the blue screen of death. Yes. I feel like they're going to change those plans. We're going to see them very soon.
That's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to that. All right. I feel that. How about you, Sean?
Man, the go home show leading up to SummerSlam. I want to say something crazy happens, but I don't know I don't know what you do and then take that away from actual SummerSlam.
Right.
I see SummerSlam crazy shit happening. So I see wild shit happening in SummerSlam. Leading up to it, like I said, I don't like. It would be cool to see some TNA shit, like Elton said. And
do you think AEW might do something to take some of the spotlight because of what's about to go down with WWE to capitalize? Maybe
that's Ricochet coming. Maybe Ricochet comes out tonight.
I'm saying,
who knows? Maybe.
Yeah. Because we don't know. And that's what that's the whole hologram thing. So we'll see. There could be some shenanigans because it would make sense. You're trying to compete. Let's throw something while that, WWE's in the aura and all of that and with what's going on. So, it's how the business is. Speaking of business, let's get down to business. Let me show love to y'all both. Talk about what's going down with you guys. Vanities, Mr. Sean Mongold. What's your next event? I know you have the last event up there. Maybe tell us a little bit about how that event went down and what they missed and what's the next joint.
Yeah, no, it was a great show, man. It's like our choose your own adventure D&D style show. It was a great show. I wrote the whole script, so obviously it was amazing. And of course my wife performed and hosted it, so of course it was amazing. But yeah, it was a fun show. Our next one's in September. It's going to be our video game themed show, 8-bit review. So I'll probably have that up next time. But other than that, in August, we're going to Gen Con out in Indianapolis. So we'll be out there. It's Tabletop Gaming Convention. We do a burlesque show out there as well. It gets crazy. And it's just a wild time. I'm a big, TTRPG, board game, D&D enthusiast. So it's always a fun time for me. I can't wait. But yeah, we have a couple more shows to round out the year. And looking forward to planning what happens next year for our shows, our monthly show. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Sounds good, my man. Again, Sean's links will be in the description below. Make sure you show him some love and track when the next event he's got coming off and be there. Webster Style, Sartorial and Geek. What's good, brother?
It's a lot going on. So as of this week, you got new videos every week. As this time I was recording yesterday, Omari Malik from Black Tube Publishing. So all of my BlurCon footage is going up. So that was yesterday. Today I dropped my interview with Lord Max Haven talking about his new book, Liquid Kill. Tomorrow is Andre Betts of Urban Style Comics. Then it's Cena Bina from Panino's, then Otaka House, then Freestyle Comics, then Between Magic and Dreams, and then next Wednesday, in between that, we'll probably get the BlurCon total recap. But then next Wednesday, we have an interview with adult star Zane Walker. So you got something every day for the next week.
It's popping off over there. Good work there, Webster Style, man. Always putting in that work. Check out my boys, man. Squad. Again, Webster Styles links will be in the description. My man Sean's links in the description. Show him love. Go check him out. Go see him. And yeah, it's your boy Kuya P. Nerds Rule the World. You're here. I thank you. I appreciate you. We got a lot of stuff happening, and hopefully the three of us can also bring the show to you guys. We're gonna look into that as well, man. We've been trying to talk and do certain things. Let us know what you want to see. Just up in the comments, man. Help us forecast. And if you want us there, if you're a showrunner, man, we ready to talk some wrestling, man. Let's have some fun. Let's do it. Your boy Kuya P, Sean Mongold, Webster Style. We're out of here as always in a 1, 2, 3.
You come in my face, I'm gonna fight you. Well, you're not gonna bust a nut anytime we're in the ring.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
When I get my hands on you, I'm gonna eat your ass like a pot of collard greens, baby.
I'm gonna stretch his ass like it's never been stretched before.
You can hide behind that commissioner stuff just so long until I jerk a knot in your ass.
And if you don't think I'm big enough, then you grab a hold of me, and you'll know that I'm growing, my man. Within your hands, I will get as big as I need to be to do the job on you.
The Rock just jerked Helmsley off.
There's one part of our bodies that's soft, and it ain't soft overtime if you catch my meaning.
I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. Just you and I getting it on like two men should do.
Oh, no! That's it, boy. I'm coming hard.